You have 9 minutes, Deputy.
Thank you, Cathaoirleach. There are many ways in which we can renew and revitalise Ireland, but without a doubt, a really important pillar of renewing and revitalising our country is to refocus our support on the arts and culture. And in that context, I'm very happy to support the motion put forward by Deputy Smith. An Ireland of opportunity for all would not just deliver a good education system, good jobs, investment in essential public services and stop there. To paraphrase what Sean O'Casey said of Jim Larkin, our fight must be not just to put bread on the table of working families, but a rose in the vase too. And the arts were not exempt, as has been said already, from the very difficult adjustment of recent years. The resilience shown by musicians, writers, actors, filmmakers and other artists during this period of retrenchment and difficulty has been remarkable. They have in no small way helped our country recover from the reputational damage inflicted by the financial collapse. And as the budgetary constraints lessen and we have the leeway for investment again, I believe it is time to plan for a new settlement of public support for the arts, for a new public endowment for the arts in Ireland. Many dividends would arise from such investments. One is, of course, the pure economic gain, which is very substantial. But the importance of the arts and culture goes far beyond their monetary value. They define our character as a nation. Publicly funded art and culture display the dynamism of Ireland to the entire world. In turn, they encourage creativity and innovation in architecture, fashion, technology, product design, music, entertainment. If you believe in a more equal society, access to the arts is an essential ingredient, starting with our education system. A couple of years ago, 3 years ago, the trade union movement remembered the epic battle of 1913 and the lockout. That centenary was marked by two particular events, which I want to mention just to illustrate my point. One was the remarkable tapestry project initiated by artists Robbie Balla and Cathy Henderson, which brought together volunteers from a wide range of community groups, trade unions, the arts, schools and indeed the inmates of Limerick Prison. The final result was magnificent. But no less important was the collaborative process by which it was developed and created. Another commemorative event in which I had an involvement myself as Minister for Social Protection was for a group called RAID, Recovery Through Art, Drama and Education, whose mission is to engage drug users with the arts and therapeutic supports. This project brought participants through all the elements of staging a drama about 1913. And Paula Meehan, the poet, wrote about the project. The project that is RAID allows the powerful processes of art to work their magic, painting, writing, acting, making, in all of its forms. RAID puts creativity at the service of personal transformation. Ireland's economic renewal is taking shape, and I believe we need to take stock of what contribution can come from renewed investment in the arts. A couple of weeks ago, the Taoiseach had the privilege of opening Ireland 100 in the Kennedy Centre in Washington. And Lenny Abrahamson used, the filmmaker, used the occasion to make the point that the arts isn't something which is just a photo opportunity for politicians, no matter how distinguished. And I have to say, occasionally I bunk off from this place and go in and see a film or a bit of theatre. And I had a great pleasure a couple of weeks ago of going in to see an adaptation of Lady Susan, the Jane Austen novel, or novella, called Love and Friendship. And I was delighted to see on board Scanon's name on the credits because it was filmed to a very significant extent around the most beautiful Georgian places in Dublin. Now, those who are fans of Jane Austen will know that at the end, the heroes or heroines, more usually heroines, usually got their man or woman. And all I want to say in relation to the arts is that we have an unfortunately, what would you say, large number of responsibilities given to the person who is currently, to the minister who's currently Minister for the Arts and Culture. There's a well-known thing in politics: if you're minister for everything, by and large you're minister for nothing. And if I've heard anything from this discussion this afternoon, from all parties in the House, is that we need to focus in a special way on reinstating what Michael D. Higgins, now our President, initiated when he became the first Minister for Arts and Culture properly and exclusively, and heritage, when he served in government in the 1990s. And that actually did lead to a significant renaissance in the arts. So I want to say to this government, I know the government at the moment is made, but I think it is important that all of the parties here think, whenever government formation comes around again, that we do have a dedicated Ministry of the Arts. I also think as well, the government, and I offer this idea, that the government should actually have a global Irish forum in Ireland in relation to the arts, modelled on the successful economic global Irish forum. Because really we have so many people in Ireland involved in the arts, we really have a very good story to tell. And remember, we also have a dark past in relation to the arts. Those of you, my colleague beside me is from Limerick, as was one of the earlier speakers, will know that in Kate O'Brien's great novel about the land of spices, that particular novel was actually banned by an earlier censorship board in Ireland because there was a glimpse at a point in the novel of two men being intimate with each other. And I think it's important, when we look at the arts, it does tell so many different stories of what life in Ireland has been like down the ages and how life in Ireland can be imagined in the future for better or for worse. For that reason, I want to end on suggesting to the Minister and suggesting a cross-party agreement on this. We got the summer economic statement yesterday. It's clear that there are significant additional funds available to the government by the end of the year, and we all know there are many requests for those funds. But we have this year, when we were in government as Taoiseach and Minister Howlin as Minister for DPER, we prioritised getting more funding into the arts in the special centenary year. So there's a great deal of capital renewal going on in relation to important institutions like the Gallery and the National Library. I want to propose, and I'd like to get all-party agreement on this, that we should continue that endowment that has gone in to the commemoration of 1916 properly, that we should continue that endowment by rolling it over into the arts at both a capital and a current level, because we have to actually find the money that will actually begin to re-endow the arts in a more generous way in this country. And I think that we can do that by agreement in the forthcoming budget. We're not actually taking money from anything else. We're simply continuing a quantity of money that was put in place by the previous government.
Thank you, Deputy.
For both capital funding of the arts and for current funding of the arts. And I would really like to hear a response that other parties, and particularly the Minister, whom I know is a great champion of the arts, would support this in the forthcoming budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy.